Norway, suppressing the urge to chop you in half with an axe. The gentle and self-composed Norwegians know all too well what they are capable of. Within each tall, progressive, and sensibly dressed citizen dwells a bloodthirsty Viking warrior, longing to inflict the most grotesque atrocities imaginable upon the world. Modern Norway, one of the world's most socially conscious democracies, has opted to repress its past, distracting itself by building safe, clean roadways and funding reliable public waterworks. But oh, how they long to feel the weight of a broadsword in their calloused hands, lopping off the weak limbs of a commoner, his warm blood flowing much like the rivers of wine in the halls of Valhalla. As the third largest exporter of petroleum on the planet, Norway is home to responsible Norwegian officials who recently decided to set aside a percentage of oil revenues each year in anticipation of a time when this finite resource will run out. However, at heart, every last one of them would trade all the accruing interest in the world for just one night of fevered pillage, grimacing madly with blood-splattered faces as they hack away at the enemy, resting for a moment to join fellow warriors in debauched celebration, drinking from skulls filled to the brim with mead, and laughing heartily as they pick shards of bone from their long flowing beards and toss them into a roaring fire.
This is Dr. Eustace Orr, acknowledged scholar, with more information about Norway. Henrik Ibsen, the country's most celebrated literary figure, Ibsen exposed the disquieting reality behind the facades of Norwegian life in his plays A Dollhouse, Hedda Gabler, and his seminal work Why the Hell Aren't We Stabbing Anybody Anymore?
Norwegian facts, forged in steel. Official name, Kingdom of Norway of Kicking Ass. Motto, Alt for Norge, translated, everything for Norway, including your intestines. Energy. The Norwegian Parliament is currently debating plans to rape and pillage the remaining oil deposits in the Arctic. Relevance to U.S. The smorgasbord. Tourist fact. Most of Norway's thousands of famous fjords are too deep to see all the decapitated bodies at the bottom. Thor vs. Jesus. Thor.
The history of Norway, officially forgotten battlefield glory.
AD 793.
Vikings usher in the Viking Age by raping, pillaging, and generally just being Vikings.
908.
Viking explorers take a moment from their revelry to pray to Odin that their glorious blood-drenched deeds are never overshadowed by the universal implementation of affordable health care.
1066.
During a visit to the English countryside, Norse raider William the Conqueror accidentally slips and falls in the mud in front of his whole army. To save face, he decapitates all innocent bystanders in the area and claims the country as his own.
1324.
The Vikings stand in awe of the Black Death, impressed by how efficiently it kills.
1537.
Norwegians are disappointed to learn that, as Protestants, they're not allowed to eat the body and drink the blood of Christ.
1893.
Looking back on his country's proud history, prissy Victorian expressionist Edvard Munch just about sums it all up with his painting The Scream.
1960.
Norway discovers offshore oil deposits, bringing some much-needed evil back into their lives.
1987.
In what must now pass for glory in this emasculated land, Norwegian metal band Mayhem releases its first album, Death Crush.
2007.
Norway once again leads the world in all categories of the UN Development Rankings. Yet many mourn that there is not a skull, sword, or impaled torso in sight. And that's all you need to know about the nation of Norway.